Hey everyone, Techne here with a whole lot of mice, as you can see. And no, we're not going to be doing a big mouse comparison or a tier list or anything like that. I will be doing my top 5, top 10 mice coming up soon here shortly, But what I want to talk about here is buying a mouse and shopping for a mouse and maybe which mouse or shape or size or weight or whatever will be right for you. A couple things we're going to cover here. Number one is as far as like build. Some people have been questioning my integrity as far as my reviewing mice. And we're going to cover that here. We're going to clear that up, right? Number two, we're going to be talking about like weight. Would a heavy mouse or a lightweight mouse be good for you? Then we're going to go into size, more or less talking about, again, dimensions or Ambi shape versus Ergo shape. Again, just kind of covering everything. But number one, we're going to start off with the build. All right, so talking about build, and you can kind of take this two different ways right here, right? Talking about build, obviously with the lighter the mouse, the more flexible and more give the mouse is going to have most times, you know what I mean? But you also got to put a limit as how light can this mouse be as far as our manufacturing cost or whatever, right? So I want to kind of go talk about the Viper Mini. A small mouse, a very lightweight mouse, no creaking, no flexing, no nothing on this guy. This guy is incredibly solid. Cable could be a little bit better, but that's not what we're talking about here, right? The build is absolutely fantastic on this tiny, lightweight mouse. Now when we bring it over here, that's right, you all know where I'm going, kind of like the heart of this video, right? Glorious mice, okay? We talk about glorious mice. You all know I've had issues with these mice from beginning. Creaking, flexing, barely pressing it here. I'm not putting my muscles into it. Let's go and talk about the Model D. This is the worst. Barely pressing it here, and it creaks. So is that gonna mess with you in game like that, pressing on the side? No, I believe it was my original Model O that did mess with me. This is when they first came out, right? I would be able to actuate it just by pressing on the side. Do I grip my mouse a little bit tighter? Sure, I prefer palm grip as well, so I engulf my mouse and really hold on to it and use the mess out of my side buttons, but I'm not like hole grabbing a stinking mouse here, you know what I mean? But yes, I do get a handful of the mouse. I don't fingertip. Never, I mean, maybe from a real heated moment, but again, I'm usually claw or preferably a nice cozy palm. Now, I don't want to sit here and just bash glorious mice. It's not what I want to do here. Again, we're going to talk about a whole bunch of mice right here, but again, focusing on small mice, and I want to focus on a Model D minus here since we just reviewed this, and I feel like my review integrity or how I test products got questioned because I pressed on the bottom and then the PCB popped out. Son of a gun. I just fixed the stinking thing. Anyways, who's gonna press on the bottom of their mouse like this? Probably nobody, right? You're gonna be gaming, you're gonna be pressing on the top and you'll be perfectly fine. I mean, you got creaking on the side, sure, whatever. So who's gonna be pressing on the bottom? Nobody, and that's not what I'm saying here. So catch me whenever I press on the bottom, right? It's the potential that it's there, right? And that's how I'll always review products. Companies want me to get the cute little mouse in my hand, cover it. Ooh, it looks nice. Ah, okay, it works. That's called selective reviewing, folks, right? I'm gonna review the products for a customer. Everything, the scroll wheel, the buttons, the cable, the DPI button, the underneath, the feet, the color, the feel, everything. I'm gonna cover everything to a stinking T for the consumer because that is what I would want. I don't want a company review, I want a consumer review, I'm building another house, I'm getting on a rant, I'm hot and heated here, right? Anyways, I'm building a new house, right? And we're looking at our floors. So we're like, oh, well, which floors do we want? Well, we have 2 Dobermans, so I'd like them to be pet-proof, you know what I mean? If the dogs accidentally have an accident, they're old, they don't pee in the house, but I'd like to know that's there. Am I gonna take my dogs and go let them pee on the floor to check it? No, I'm not. You know why? Because someone else tested it, and now I can see it has that feature because someone else tested it. So you don't have to get your product, testing the bottom, squeezing the sides, because you know what it is. I'm taking a loss for you guys to check it out. That's what I'm trying to do here, right? So again, I will cover every single mouse, whether it be Razor, Extrafy, glorious piece of junk here, and I will squeeze it and bend it and pinch it, whichever way I have to, so you know you're getting a great product. Not that Glorious is gonna have a fancy review for you. Whew. That was tense. All right, so I think I just got off track right there, got a little hot and heated, right? You know what I mean? So again, I just want to be clear, guys. I will always give you a straight up consumer review, not a selective review where I get to pick what I want to test here and there. I'm going to test the entire product no matter what it is. How about my headset reviews when I twist them up? Are you going to be twisting your headset? No, you're not gonna. That's why I'm here to test it for you guys, and you can get that longevity type of review test right here. Now, when we step up into bigger, heavier mice, talk about some Steel Series or some Zowies, These guys are solid. This is before this whole lightweight honeycomb craze kicked off, you know what I mean? You can pinch, you can squeeze the heck out of these guys. You don't get a single bit of creaking. Talk about Death Adder here. Wow, one of my favorites. This thing is built so stinking good. That goes right in line with the Viper Mini like we just talked about. Built incredible and lightweight, you know what I mean? Talk about Zowie mice. I know a lot of people hate on Zowie mice because they're still heavy. You're talking 90 grams or so, and that's what I really like. Because again, you talk heavier weight doesn't usually just mean, oh, hey, the product's heavy. You really can kind of stand behind that as a really solid build most of the time. And I'm just some heavy, junky mice, you know what I mean? But again, across Zowie mice, across the board, I mean, the things are stinking solid as rocks. All right, now the next thing I want to touch on here, talking about weight still, now that we got durability out of the way, is does weight really matter? Talk about a 60-gram mouse right here compared to, say, like a 90-gram mouse. Does it really matter? And believe it or not, I would say yes, like you clearly feel the difference, like big time. If you're using this nice light guy, it's just very light, but it's quick. It's also quick. Of course, it's gonna play a lot into what game you're playing, what's your surface and everything, you know. But again, a lightweight mouse is definitely gonna be much more quick and slick right there. Now, talking about a heavy mouse, a 90-gram mouse, this is my main mouse right now. And I'd say 90 is probably like my sweet spot. I love 70 to 90, maybe right there. Maybe 60. 60 might be a little bit light, you know what I mean? But when I get a bigger, heavier mouse in my hand, I get a lot of control. I play a lot of Call of Duty, Rogue Company lately. And if I get a really lightweight mouse, again, I'm just kind of all over the place, right? I almost got to drop my DPI a little bit. I already play on a 400 DPI, you know what I mean? So again, when I get a bigger mouse, maybe a little bit heavier, something that really fills out my hand right here, I got a lot of control and I can snap to shot, snap to shot. So again, why I say that can vary game to game, me playing a lot of Call of Duty, it's not instant. If I was playing like Kill Confirmed, then maybe bam, snap to shot, bam, right? Just like that, one shot, you know, and you're dead, you know? So you talk about regular Call of Duty, it takes a second to take down your enemy, you know? So again, I got a bigger mouse that I can control, flick to it, hold it, and get my kill, right? And then go to the next one. Again, so that's where I think it really depends per game. If you're playing like, again, hardcore or something like that, maybe Rainbow Six, sure, a smaller, lighter mouse. Speaking of Rainbow Six, I use the G Pro Wireless most of the time when I play Rainbow Six. It's just perfect. It's that perfect weight. It's a little bit smaller. I can really grab it here. And again, flick, and it doesn't take long to get that kill. Again, Call of Duty, my ZA11 over here is perfect because I can hold it and really hold that shot, bam, and get it and lock into that next one. So think about it that way. Are you playing a real fast-paced, like low TTK game? Then I think a lightweight, smaller mouse will probably suit you and you'll be able to get away with it. But if you're playing something a little slower, maybe even a story game or something like that, I think a bigger, you know, kind of ergo-shaped mouse will work out for you. And I don't think weight will play much of a role at all. Now that I just brought up ergo right there, I want to talk about the difference between an Ambi and an ergo mouse. Again, ergo, you really notice you got that hump on the side and it really swerve out to the side right there. Ambi mouse is just straight up on both sides. Sometimes you'll see a button on both sides right here, kind of like the G Pro Wireless or something, but a lot of times you don't. And again, you can just set it in your hand, get a nice fingertip or get a nice claw. Again, usually kind of depending on that hump, but pretty much all the time, any type of Ambi mouse, you can get a really nice fingertip or claw. Again, pending size. And I say pending size, like when you come over here to the SteelSeries Sensei 10, that guy's a little bit bigger, you know what I mean? So you can palm it, but again, your side fingers aren't that cozy because you kind of drop off there. Coming over to an Ambi, your hand just rests on it and it's just like stinking cozy. It really is, you know, your hand just falls on it, falls perfectly into place, and you're just locked in, you know? So again, is one better than the other? No. Like some people will hate on palm grip, some people will hate on fingertip. I never fingertip and I don't like fingertip and it's just uncomfortable. Again, the only time I ever use it is if I'm in a hot heated moment, I need to really get somewhere real quick, you know what I mean? So my preferred grip is palm and I prefer ergo mice, you know what I mean? Now, that's not saying I don't like Ambi mice. Again, talking about G Pro Wireless, the thing hasn't left my desk since I stinking got it. I love the thing, you know what I mean? Talking about this big old guy here, the 310, this guy is huge, you know? This is palm grip and pretty much it. Maybe a claw, you know, but I love this mouse, again, for that. So that's kind of where I put it. I think everybody on your desk, like seriously, I think everyone should have an Ambi mouse, and I think everybody should have an ergo mouse. Again, for each different situation, especially working, you know, you don't want some tiny little dinky fingertip mouse for whenever you're doing like work. Get yourself something cozy and just gonna fill out your hand, you know? So as far as ergo versus Ambi, like I stated before, you can pretty much wrap the whole thing into your game in your gameplay style, right? Just because I'm saying I like Call of Duty and I like an Ergo mouse does not mean what you're gonna like. Think about what game you play, how do you play? Are you snapping the targets real quick? Then you're probably gonna want a smaller fingertip mouse, you know what I mean? Talk about if you want slower and you lock into the thing, that's where the Ergo is gonna come. But like I just stated right there, I think you should have one of each on your desk, no question about it. But the really cool thing I've recently found out is, again, going back to my ZA11. I have been going to this mouse primarily for everything. It's really shocked me. The hump is very prominent in the back, fills out my hand. It's just perfectly cozy. And this is, I believe, the biggest one. They make 2 sizes underneath this, if I'm thinking correctly right here. But it's just perfect for my hand. It fills it out. I can get a very cozy palm, very nice claw. And if I need to, I can fling it right into that fingertip right there. Now, it is a heavier mouse. I think somewhere around 90 or 86, something like that. So it is heavier, but let me tell you what, back to that build. Solid, no flex, no nothing. Cable was garbage, right? So I did change that. All Zowie mice cables are not the best. So I slapped a paracord on that, and then we filled it out. Now, going right from that ZA11B here, I want to bring out 2 other mice that really kind of suit all situations for me. The XM1 and then the Xtrfy M4 right here. You can see the M4 has a little more of that Ergo shape, but it is smaller Ergo. And the Xtrfy M4 swoops out a little bit on the sides, has a nice hump, but it's a low hump. So I've been finding myself really loving the XM1. Again, you know what I mean? Just really nice. I can get comfortable on it. And I can definitely play a lot faster with this than with my ZA11. And the XM1 has been just prime time from the beginning. I just recently busted it back out and I was like, wow, why did I ever box this thing back up? You know what I mean? By the way, I did reviews on every single mouse I have out here right now, so make sure to check those out. But talking about the Xtrfy M4 right here, this is so nice. I would definitely focus this on the palm grip again or a claw because it's got a dramatic swoop on the side, but man, it is nice. It's not a big Ergo by any means. It's definitely smaller, so if you want to get a fingertip, you can, but it swoops in a bit on the side and it kind of starts bending the mouse to the side right here for you, you know? So really nice. These 2 mice, these are great ones if you, again, you want an Ergo and an Ambi on your desk. 2 awesome ones right here that I think you'll really like, and 2 very solid build mice right here. No creaking, no flexing. Cable on the M4 is not very good. I definitely recommend you get a paracord on that. XM1, fantastic out the box, you know what I mean? But 2 great mice, and kind of talking about that, kind of wrapping us up, again, talking about the size, the dimension, the weight, and wrapping it down to the M4, the Xtrfy XM1 right here, solid, lightweight, well-built mice, and you're talking 50, 60 bucks right here. And of course, I'm gonna bring it right back to the glorious mice, 50 bucks. And these mice are popular because they're 50 bucks. They're cute. I don't say cute. They look cool. They got the RGB. They're 50 bucks. Just about everybody can afford a glorious mouse, you know what I mean? And that's why they've caught so much hype. I think they're so cool. I really do. I've actually messaged Glorious before because they've contacted me because my reviews aren't very pleasant with them, you know? Towards their mice. Towards their mice. We just tested the switches and they were great. But they're mice. I straight up think they're garbage, you know? But anyways, I think they should remove that RGB strip right there, and I think they will remove all of that flex on the side. As far as the bottom, nobody's gonna be pressing there, all right? So catch me like that, but I will always test every single mouse. Like, this is just a joke. If you can say this is good, like, you gotta be kidding me. That is totally, that's company driven. Well, now it's definitely broke. Man, I really like that mouse. I guess whenever it was working. So all in all, what points can you take out of this rant and jumbled of a review right here, right? Number 1, size does matter big time. Just because I say or someone else says that this shape, or this shape is going to be good does not mean it's going to be good for you. Again, you kind of got to decipher through multiple reviews and find out what's going to be great for you. Get them in your hand and feel them, you know, because again, just because I love, say, the ZA11, you may absolutely hate it, you know what I mean? So again, a lot of personal preference right there, but the thing that's not personal preference is build, and that's where you got to go through and you can see as far as multiple reviews and stuff is the build quality right there. And that's what you're always going to get right here. You can get consumer reviews, not company fluffed up where I try to butter something up and selective review something. I'm always going to let you know inside and out, top and bottom, side to side, how the product is. Is it good or bad for a consumer? Like I said, if you have just 1 mouse on your desk, definitely pick up another one. Always have 2 mice on your desk. and try to make them like drastically different, you know what I mean? Like, again, get yourself an Ergo and get yourself an Ambi, you know what I mean? I think you'd be really surprised. You'd really be able to open up your, you know, your eyes to multiple different shapes of mice and everything, and different gameplay styles as well. And I think you really have a lot of fun with mice. So anyway, let's wrap it up right there. Sorry if this seemed kind of ranty. I just wanted to get that off my chest and really help you guys and clear some stuff up right there, you know what I mean? So again, I hope you were able to take something from this. I'd love to hear what kind of mice you guys use down below, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for some future tech videos. Hey, I hope I catch you in the next one. Bye now.